All right. So today we have Cosme on lands, and this is the visual view of that. We'll start there, Taylor. It's a pretty standard-looking lands deck to my untrained eyes, except it has a Minskin Boo, one of, which I think is a little bit spicy. Although I have no idea if it does anything particularly notable. Taylor, do you have any experience with this deck? Playing it or playing against it or anything like that?
I want to thank you for having me on, Rob. This is
Thanks.
This is an honor. Thank you. Said you didn't introduce yourself, but you are Rob of the Train Realm. I'm Taylor, co-founder, longtime Lord. No experience with this lands deck. I have experience with the other one, but the lands I'm gonna have no clue. I've watched a couple Legacy videos in the last couple weeks, so I've seen it in YouTube clips, so I have a general sense of what it does.
So I had the pleasure of playing as this deck against Stack a couple of days ago, and I realized it's pretty hard to play. A lot harder than I thought. But to me, the thing that makes this deck tick was Life from the Loam, and doing stuff like Mox Diamond and getting lands into the graveyard, and just assembling the Merit Lage combo. Pretty basic. The deck does do a really nice job of getting an Urza's Saga situation going. I think...
Yeah, that seems to be a huge deal for this deck. Like a big difference now. That gets you map, and then also gets you creatures on the board.
Exactly.
That kind of stuff.
Oh, hello, Talia. Welcome. We're just doing some of the review of the decks themselves, if you'd like to chime in.
Nice. I take it the match has not started yet?
It has not. We're just trying to figure out how lands works, if you want to weigh in.
Oh, sure. So, the core synergy of... So the core game plan lands has is to literally just use Life from the Loam to repeatedly recur its lands. It is primarily a mana denial deck via Life from the Loam plus Wasteland, meaning that your opponent can functionally never play a non-basic land again, and or at least can never keep one on the board. Plus Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale then can be used to keep your opponent from establishing creatures. Blast Zone is you also have a string of utility lands. Blast Zone. Ghost Quarter exists to actually run your opponent out of lands, even if they have basics. A6. Lands also has Thespian Stage Dark Depths, and to some degree it's just trying to rush out the Merit Lage from that. However, the primary reason that combo is effective in this deck is that it is repeatable. It's very easy for land. Like, if lands creates a Merit Lage and then the Merit Lage is removed, lands can very quickly use Life from the Loam to reload and make another Merit Lage.
So, thank you for that. I think that was a nice
Fantastic
summary. Just one or two questions before we move on to the other deck, and they're really sort of based on the 8-cast deck that we're about to see that Stack is playing. When I was playing this, I personally found Tabernacle to be pretty difficult to get too much value off of. Stack did not have a lot of creatures in play most of the games, so I don't know if that really is going to affect the game plan of Cosme's deck. The other thing that I just personally found somewhat perplexing when I was playing this is why it didn't have just a regular chalice of the one that you can get lands out of the graveyard. Which one is that? Anyway, the other land recursion spell that's on Ramonap Excavator and that type of thing. I don't know, the Loam seemed really vulnerable to graveyard hate and all that. But I don't know. It's quite possible I was not playing it very well. Should we move... I don't know, Talia or Taylor, any last comments on this deck, or we'll move on to 8-cast?
Yeah, and we can talk about it a lot during the matches too.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't want to take too long here in the interest of time.
And here's 8-cast. This deck was a lot of fun to watch. I did not play it. Oh, Crucible. I thought it was Chalice. Crucible was the card I was just talking about a moment ago. Yep. This deck just makes very cheap Thoughtcasts. It's got the Thoughtcast over here with a lot of fast mana, cheap artifacts, and then it has Thought Monitor, which is an even better Thought Cast in this deck. I will say, based on my experience playing against it, Kappa Cannoneer is really spicy. That card's super solid, especially when you get Psy, and you sort of get the little combo going, and now there's like a lot of artifacts going in and out of play. Word 4 is insane. I think most people who probably care about Legacy already knew this about Kappa Cannoneer. I did not. Beyond that, it's not the most complex strategy, I think. I don't really see a lot of like secret edge cases going around this deck. But what do you two think?
I would agree that it's not the most complex strategy. Probably the most interesting thing about it is the degree to which it is the fact that it is a game one Force plus Chalice deck, which is able to like invalidate a decent amount of the format.
Yeah.
That Chalice is
But what about
interesting.
against lands? Does that?
Yeah.
So I would argue Chalice on 1 is or 2 is still pretty decent against lands. Lands is going to be heavily reliant on lands actually relies heavily on 1 mana spells. Exploration is incredibly important to the deck. Crop rotation is obviously great.
True.
And Lightning Bolt is going to probably be pretty important for its ability to remove Emery. And prevent Stack from just like constantly recurring artifacts. So yeah.
All right. We'll cover the sideboard, I guess, between games, but I think that seems to cover the basics of these decks. We'll see how they play out. Sound good?
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, let me let them know that things are happening.
Oh, I pinged them, so they should be good.
Thanks.
We can see both hands. Okay, awesome.
And I'm gonna go full screen on the stream. All right, who won the roll? Lil Willie.
Thanks for the explanations, by the way. It made this like actually possible for me to follow.
Cool. Joe, you should spectate, or at least are you watching the stream?
Watching the stream.
Nice.
Oh, I thought that was Cosme's intern.
Ether Spellbomb is Stack's only answer to a resolved Merit Lage, correct?
I feel like there was one other card, but that's definitely the one I saw.
Brazen Borrower in the sideboard.
Yes, that was the one.
Otawara.
Um,
So I think there's the blue channel land as well.
Stack's gonna force this, right? Like, I feel like they.
I don't know.
I don't know if I would, but it's probably right too, looking at the hands.
Seems hard if you're not a legacy expert to know in that situation.
They might feel relatively well protected against this particular combo by having Spellbomb. And I think looking at the hands, it looks like they are pretty protected. There isn't recursion going on Cosme's side of the board. And an instant speed Merit Lage is not going to happen here. I mean, it's going to happen like with some notice. So
yeah.
I don't know. This isn't looking too lopsided in either direction to me. I do think getting Emery down and getting that going is really, really nice. I do not. Oh, that was a very bad mill, though. Just
remind me. So Emery couldn't. It can't get the synod, the seat of synod, right?
Yeah, it's cast only.
Gotcha. That's unfortunate.
Sort of nice with the Spellbomb, though, right? Because you can keep that going if you want. And in this matchup, that might actually be really key.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess renewing that.
Stack's protection of Sajiri's Step is not applicable to either Spellbomb. That's like real significant here. Or sorry, Cosme's. Yeah.
Oh,
Cosme
that's
can't use
interesting because it's colorless. Oh, I
Yeah.
just pieced that together.
Yeah, that's like gonna make this a lot rougher on Cosme. I think Cosme needs a loam in order to
Yeah.
win this realistically. I don't think he'll be able to just take the game without establishing any loam stuff.
This was an
Interesting.
interesting part of the gameplay that I witnessed the other day is whether or not to crack these baubles. And Stack has decided to in this case, which is clearly going to make Thoughtcast a little more expensive. But I sort of like
Not
it.
if you're going to use the Emery right away, right, to get it back.
Yeah, that's true. There's no artifacts in the graveyard. Very good point.
Yeah, I'm assuming Stack just is like, well, it's free. Well,
Yeah. It does also turn off Mox, so clearly that has to come back.
will they remember Mishra's Bauble Trigger, though? That is the hardest part about playing this
I
deck.
see 2 drawn cards. I love it.
Nice.
You love to see it.
Nothing specific about Willie. I just feel like that's the most mistrigger
yeah.
of all of matchup.
Yeah.
Someone else joined, or what was that?
That was Matt joined.
Hello, Matt.
I see.
Where are we right now? Bauble just came out of the graveyard.
Noted 8-cast player, Matthew James Riley.
Yay. Cheap card draw. We're seeing it happen.
Their answer to the 2020.
Yeah. It's a little funny because, yeah, I was about to say, like, it might be important to have that land. Here comes Thoughtcast, though. I probably would have played the land after Thoughtcast because of the utility of Otawara, but I think it's fine.
That seems like it would have been.
Yeah.
Unless they didn't want to go shields down on the Rebuke, maybe? I don't.
Oh yeah, that's true. They had the Rebuke pre second Thoughtcast, right?
Yes.
I imagine Stack is pretty confident right now in the sense that they have Force of Will, backup. Metallic Rebuke is not as good in this matchup because Cosme does incidentally have access to quite a bit of mana. But Emery
for sure.
But Emery plus Spellbomb with Force of Will backups a lot. It's going to make it real hard for Cosme to actually stick a Merit Lage. Because
this Urza Saga feels like it's going to crush here. I didn't say this in the
you
deck
can
right
see
down.
into the future that it's going to be a very like grindy, like Spellbomb every turn game Urza Saga, but it's like not going to end quickly, but it does feel like it's favoring Stack, right? Like,
there's no grind here, right? Both of these lands sacrifice when this happens, and there's no graveyard recursion. So this just has to happen once.
Oh yeah, this is gonna. Yeah, but even if Cosme gets Loam, I don't believe there's a way he can make Merit. We make a Merit Lage. Okay, in theory, with enough explorations, it's possible to make Merit Lage twice in a single turn cycle, and with Life of the Loam, and that could be an issue. But as is, Stack can kind of just bounce Merit Lage and then get back the Spell Bomb.
If I remember correctly, Cosme's deck has Lightning Bolt's main deck, right?
Yes.
And no red mana currently, but that might be sort of where this ends up going, is some sort of like Lightning Bolt into Life from the Loam or something like that, right? Because Stack doesn't have the damage win here, just the win in every other sense of the word. As it stands.
I think that would see a Force of Will on a Bolt if we get to that.
Yes.
Top deck.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, drawing the bog is so rough here, honestly. I'm sure that Cosme would have far preferred to crop rotation in the bog in response to Stack getting back Spell Bomb.
Ooh.
Zach did know about the bog on top.
Yeah.
Which,
If you're Cosme here, would you rather force Stack to use the spell bomb and then exile the graveyard?
he sort of
Yes.
He just ran it
Yeah.
out first main.
Running out the bog first main could literally lose this game.
Yeah, because the attack is happening here.
Yeah.
Is there a reason to not bounce the Merit Lage on end step? Like wasn't that an opportunity here, or did I lose track of like whose turn it was?
Oh, it seems like maybe Cosme is going for the step plan that we
Are there two
touched
steps in the
on.
deck, or the Oh, I was thinking bog for a second. Sorry. That would be interesting.
Oh, but it's gonna see a counterspell.
Okay.
Land are we going for here?
This has got to be a really good land.
I
Like
don't know
the
if I love
Crucible
that
World.
from Stack
feel like
either, but
I feel like he's about to get Sajiri's step and be very disappointed.
Yeah.
you
I feel like
know,
Stack actually called that when we were doing our testing. Like this exact interaction.
I would love to know why Stack is forcing it though too, right? I mean, like it's open deck list. I wonder if Stack has a land in mind that we're not thinking of.
Yeah.
It could be a problem. Because like you
I mean-
said, Stack is kind of like in a great spot, except for if Emery gets removed. Like you kind of want to just have protection from that, but
Yeah, I would agree, but I can respect just not wanting to deal with any of the various lands in Cosme's deck. Especially, do we know what? Oh, Stack has not act. Do we know what's has Stack activated Bauble yet? Like, and do we know what they saw off of it if they did?
I don't think we get that information.
The only card. So I'm the only one who's watching. I guess Joe is too. With like, oh no, we're all just viewing. But I did see the what's the card called? Bajuka Bog was revealed in a way that I could see when the bauble went through about a turn cycle ago.
Right.
What land was found? Did Cosme just fail to find, or
I mean, quote Quacker. Oops.
yeah, I saw that, but then did he just not, or did he get a stage? Was that not on the? What is happening?
Both of these cards in play right now. The depths and the stage. I'm sorry if I missed this.
Yeah, for anyone's tuning in now, Cosme, we're still on game one. It's quite early. Cosme kind of rushed out a Merit Lage, but is getting bounced, and Stack is going to be able to keep recurring the Aether Spell Bomb that bounced the Merit Lage, which is going to make it real hard for Cosme to land a Merit Lage.
Yeah, that Bajuka Bog needed a very specific timing, and
Yeah.
I mean, this is a lot to we're all making mistakes in Legacy.
Oh, yeah.
It's very understandable.
Oh, that is a rough time to draw a fetch land.
Isn't crop rotation sack a land on cast, not resolution? Like, I feel like one of these lands shouldn't be in play, but whatever, we'll move on.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
the I thought I saw the crop rotation resolve and get stage. I'm
Yeah.
not entirely sure what
So
actually happened.
The second.
The second one got staged because it resolved. The first one was forced.
Right.
But I think a land should have gone to graveyard. Oh, and that was the one that sacked the Mazavith, maybe?
Yeah, the Mazavith was sacked, and I think one more land was sacked.
Okay. Good.
Should I pop in, or is that too annoying to them?
For what?
Just to see if they actually.
I think it was okay. There was a lot of stuff going on. I'm just trying to catch up as to why the whole combo is back. But
Might do it real quick if they're just on end step.
All right, we have a Balustrade spy going into the game.
Yep.
Not much to say about this end step.
I am surprised Stack tapped Urza's Saga to pay for either Spellbomb. This seems like a great time to make a con. Oh wait, right. It doesn't make a construct on.
Yeah, it's on one.
It's on one.
It does feel like Urza Saga just can always make a construct.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Urza Saga being able to pull Spellbound from the deck on stage 3 is just really huge for this game too. Taylor, was that you returning?
That was me returning. Yes, Robert.
What did you learn?
That they both know a lot of slurs for Italians, and they did not appreciate my butting in. So
Wow.
learned a lot. Yeah, but they did remember, in fact, to sack 2 lands.
Nice. I'm proud of them, and I'm not proud of us.
Oh, Cosme does have the lightning bolt there. That could.
Oh, but there's a new Force of Will in Stack's hand, so it's all okay.
And a chalice. A chalice on 1 could come down.
Yeah. But Stack can't play chalice on 1 right now.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably it's. Yeah,
I think
I guess
chalice on 1.
you're so addicted to the spellbomb thing that you don't want to.
Oh yeah, I think I would be more comfortable letting that. Honestly, I think that with the Spellbomb up right now, it's probably actually safe to let to play out the Thought Monitor. Let Cosme kill the Emery and play Chalice on, and ideally play Chalice on 2, because Chalice on 2 misses everything in Stack's deck and turns off Loam, which is going to make it real hard for Cosme to get the third Merit Lage.
I feel like a full lock it could be in place, or like essentially a full soft lock could be set up with Chalice on 2 and getting Pithing Needle when Urza Saga hits 3 and just choosing stage and sort of just being done with it.
Yeah.
Wow, did not see 0 2-drops in Will's main deck. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
But so you would risk the Thought Monitor here, even if it meant not having Force of Will up? You just want to...
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know that all that there's going to be is a Bolt, and either Spellbomb's strong.
Oh, no!
Ooh,
I did not see that this would be a problem, but you have fully convinced me that this is a huge problem.
I don't know. I don't know if it is. It's something I think I would be skeptical of doing, but I mean, Stack is still doing.
Yeah. What exactly is going on with the Thespian Stage Dark Depths? Like, there's no counters on either of them? Oh no, that just what's happening?
Ugh. All right, who wants to pop in? That kills it, right?
Yeah, it just dies, right?
Yeah.
That's...
It should just die. I need to...
should I text moot to the chat? I will. This feels moot to me. Game is moot. It just dies, or does it just never get any abilities? Talia, I assume you know this quite well.
Remember. Wait, no. Why does this... Because I remember this ruling. So I'm just trying to remember why.
My assessment of the situation is that it doesn't, like, start the saga. But I don't know why it would die. Like, I don't know why it would end up in the graveyard. Taylor's really getting a tongue lashing, I assume.
Hey, Talia, do you want to explain the ruling thing to them? Because
I'm trying to remember why it works this way.
Taylor, we sort of discussed briefly.
Oh, right, no, I don't think it does work this way. I think you can stage... I think you can actually stage Saga. It's different than Blood Moon Saga.
Oh, okay. So
why
does
did
it-
you stage it? And how does it start the, like, doesn't the saga essentially start on ETB and it's not entering the battlefield? That was how I thought about it.
Sagas just enter with a lore counter, but you still just have the
Yeah, it still ticks up.
yeah, it still ticks up. You still tick it up. It's just
Oh, then in that case, not moot.
yes.
Oh.
The issue. No, I think this. Yeah, the interaction where things are iffy are if you have Blood Moon and Urza's Saga is where I think is where it gets sacrificed because you play the Blood Moon. Urza Saga loses all of its chapter abilities, but remains a saga. At which point it necessarily has more lore counters than its like farthest chapter ability, and is immediately sacrificed.
Real quick,
Yeah,
Saga. I know I can copy Saga with Thespian Stage, and I think it would only
Yes.
die if it has 3 counters.
you are correct.
Okay.
We were misremembering for a second there. We were all very confident, and then we were like, "Wait." So I think it comes out with 0, and then when it gets them like
Yeah,
with the turns,
which is why I put it. Yeah, which is why I put 1 on my main face.
Yes.
Great job, Cosme. You're good at
Okay.
magic. We
No,
appreciate
We
it.
will be revoking
not good at
Talia's
that. Use
judge
on
No, you can
status.
absolutely say, yeah, you can definitely stage Saga.
Okay,
Urza
cool.
Saga. It's all good.
All right. Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Damn, I was even more obnoxious the second time I butted in with the rules thing.
We need to get recordings of you doing that. Okay. And so, the game is back. I think the last major event that happened other than copying other than copying Saga with Stage was the Chalice on 1, which
Yep.
might not affect anything, but definitely cuts off a little bit of a path here.
I think Stack is really going to be looking for a way to end the game now. Like,
So casting Chalice also prevented creating a level like the first of the 2 constructs, right? And this should be ticking up right now.
yes.
Yeah,
Like, I would
that's
be,
right.
yeah, if I were Stack, I would be snapping off the construct here. You really need to, yeah.
Yep. And then, how do you two like the idea of Pithing Needle on Stage or something else here?
Needle on Stage seems real good. Oh wait, no, Needle on Stage does nothing right now because Thespian Stage is currently named Urza's Saga, so it can copy Dark Depths. But it will walk off future stages, so it's probably correct.
Oh, because it's currently named Urza Saga? Is that
Oh wow,
Yes, so
that's
this
funny.
stage will actually
it
be able
has
to
the
predict
ability still.
even Shadow Spear. I think I disagree with Shadow Spear.
This doesn't seem like a lifelink trample match, but it does kill super fast. Like, that is the nice thing about Shadow Spear.
That's fair, but I do feel like Stack is killing pretty quickly without it.
Well, this is a 2-turn clock without the spear.
Maybe it's
believe
for
you're
the
correct.
trample over the constructs. Maybe just they're thinking trample over the blockers. Coz will make.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we do have an onboard Saga on the other side. But they're going to be...
I personally don't understand Shadow Spear in the deck. Like, it doesn't strike me as like a super powerful thing.
It seems
but-
good against Delver.
Yeah, I would say it's quite good against Delver. And any
It's
other
good enough
matchup
against
where
the
you
Delver
need to
matchup.
raise.
Yeah.
It's good against aggro. Shadow Spear is a good card. It makes it like Shadow Spear on a construct or a Cannoneer is real hard to race.
I don't know if the activated ability on Spear does anything here. I don't think it would, right? So hexproof and indestructible removal from Shadow Spear. Not in this matchup.
No, I have to.
Well, I know
imagine
at 2020 that has indestructible, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't think Stack
I don't
has
think
any
that will apply.
Yeah. Pretty sure stack doesn't have any removal that's reliant on destroying. Maybe they are trying to open up
No murders main deck.
maybe they're just trying to open up the play Cyan block with 20 Thopters line.
I love
That's a
that
good
line.
point.
Also,
That's a good point.
Also, wait, that construct had summoning sickness.
Oh yeah, 100%. Should I say
Yeah.
moot and then send Taylor back to be abused?
You can
Oh
send me
god,
this
don't make me
time.
do it. Yeah, just someone they like. They said so many mean things about
Yeah,
Italians.
me, the person they like.
You
I'll
want
go
me
in.
to go in there? Okay.
Okay, we said they like Joe, please.
Yeah, okay,
It
cool.
just might be the funniest if I go in. That's all.
Uh-oh, game is
Hey,
over.
Joe, why don't you go
Because they
in? Because they
conceded.
scooped a.
Because they
The Co's
conceded,
had
let's not
another
bother.
turn.
I don't
Oh,
think
God.
Cosme had much of a chance anyway, right?
I agree.
Oh no, the game was over. I very much respect Cosme conceding.
Save us all some time in our lives.
Yeah.
Oh, let's look at the sideboards.
Yeah.
So, here is a sideboard for the 8-cast deck. I'm just going to go through the cards and say what I like. Brazen Borrower seems really good. Maybe Force of Negation. I don't know if I'd bother. Pithing Needle. Oh, Pithing Needle was in the sideboard. I would probably bring that in. And
A Soul Guide Lantern, perhaps.
Yeah, I like Soul Guide Lantern here a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. I forgot what that card did.
I could.
How did you
Might?
feel
Does the
about
Might?
Force?
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's. I feel like there is an argument for Haywire Might on Stack's side. Like, Cosme.
Really?
Especially you're a Saga deck. I think you want Might to be a tutorable Saga target.
Yeah, Stacks. I mean, if the game goes long, being able to. So, one of the advantages Stack is going to have in this matchup likely is that if the game goes long, Stack can actually function as a decent mana denial deck, as well as being a deck that produces mana in a way that lands is not super equipped to deal with. So
I am completely perplexed as to why you would want Might in this match. What is this
So Might-
killing?
Might is it's recursible with Emery, and it hits Exploration and Mox Diamond.
Yeah, that was all I could. I was just thinking of the Exploration, but
I don't think it
Yeah.
would come in just for Exploration, even though that can be important. I think that hitting Mox Diamond is actually a kind of meaningful thing.
yeah, I mean it's a pretty good 2-for-1, and then the Emery situation is really nice because you can just.
Is
keep
it always?
going.
It also hits Urza's Saga, right?
No, right?
I think it just has to be a non-creature.
Oh no,
Oh.
it does hit
Enchantment?
it hits Urza's. Yes, it does hit Urza's.
Oh, that's
Saga.
really cool then. My
Okay,
mistake.
yeah,
I like
yeah,
that.
I'd bring in Might. That's a good point.
I don't know how long they're going to take to sideboard, so let's move on to
I'll
this
keep an
side.
eye.
I would snap off. Oh, that's the other thing. I have to assume Cosme is going to snap off Steely Resolves for this matchup, and
Yeah. Another
in
point
light
for
of
Might.
that,
Yeah.
I have to imagine Might being able to kill it is relevant.
The Force of Vigor seems. Yeah, I guess fine for the exact same reasons as. I don't know. Sorry, we're on the other side of the match now. This
Force of
seems
Vigor
amazing.
still-
Yeah, this
Yes.
seems amazing in this match.
Yes.
It kills everything. It's a 2-for-2 at worst. It's a 2-for-1 at best.
I mean, Pyros and Red Elemental Blasts are probably gonna come in because Stack is a blue deck.
I think the bolts actually come out. There aren't that many 3 toughness or less creatures.
Yes, I think the bolts probably do come out, but I think the blasts might come in. I don't know about that though.
It's 10 cards. I mean, we're looking at like 3
Minsky
Stealer
Blue.
Resolves.
Minsky and Boo might be really good on Cosme's side, actually. Okay, I hate that I look at this and I want to bring in the entire sideboard. But
Yeah,
to
that's
be
like
fair,
11 cards.
but to be fair, that is coming from a place of thinking that Cosme's deck is not well positioned against stacks in game one at all, and that Cosme probably wants to slide into a distinctly different game plan.
All right.
Is there a reason for the graveyard hate stuff, the endurance and the surgical? Like, I don't really see it, but I'm probably missing an angle.
Emery is real important in this
They have
matchup.
drawn their openers, by the way.
Yeah, yep. I've moved over.
Keep this going, but we should switch over. Okay, cool. Yeah, I would defer to someone who, I mean, probably Talia, you know Legacy well enough. I mean, could you find 11 cards to cut from this land's main deck? You're saying you want
Maybe.
a very big shift. Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Looks like
Probably
the
not
bolt
11.
stayed in.
Probably not 11, but there are a number that I think could go. I do think you should be cutting the bolts.
I love this lands opener, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna do enough, but it seems good. I don't like the bolt though. I really just don't know what it's doing other than Emery, which there is the target right there. So, I guess it's far from dead.
Yeah, but I think blasts are like on.
Oh yeah,
at base
they're the
must
same
be
card, but better.
Yeah, in multiple ways.
Because you really want to get the thought casts countered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And bolting them down off the board is not a great feeling.
Yeah, that seems why that's easy to just replace the bolts with the blast, which is
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other stuff is largely coming from a place of like specifically Emery being a problem.
yeah.
So to be fair, so I will confess I don't know 8cast all that well. And it is very possible that 8cast is a much faster deck than I'm giving it credit for, but from everything I've seen, it seems like a pretty slow deck, all things considered. And I have to imagine. Oh no, that's brutal.
Oh, the Otawara, you mean?
No, I mean the soul.
And the Soul Guide. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, getting the lantern.
Yeah, that's not. I mean,
That's-
having the Brazen Borrower is good, but the Loam is going this time, and that seems like a big difference here.
Okay, Cosme might have brought in a whole bunch of sideboard cards. Those were some multiple sideboard cards.
Yeah, we saw Force of Vigor. We saw one blast.
I do think that there are a number of utility lands, by the way, that can get cut in this matchup. Like, I don't think Maze of Ith is very good here. I don't think Tabernacle's very good here. Stuff like that, I think, is probably stuff you want out. And I think that you can bring in. I think that there is. I think that every card in Cosme's sideboard is above average in this matchup, but I also think that the matchup is at base very bad for Cosme.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we didn't even mention it game one, but you're a mana denial deck playing against a Crucible of Worlds main deck with 2 copies of Crucible main in your 60.
This was an interesting discussion that Stack and I had, which was, do you try is it how do you handle the wastelands in this matchup when Cosme's so good at getting lands out of the graveyard, right? And to an extent, how do you handle Crucible of Worlds? It's probably worth keeping in retrospect. I think I was making an argument against it, but yeah, right now, Stack would be able to get a bunch of lands out of the graveyard with the Crucible of Worlds.
Yeah.
Seems good.
Oh, by the way, what you mentioned before, the match, Lance definitely does play Crucible of Worlds sometimes. It's far from unheard of for Lance to play a copy of Crucible. It's usually not that desirable because it's reliant on you already having lands in your graveyard, where Loam also fills your graveyard.
Yeah, that's true.
This is going to see a Force of Will, right?
But what do you pitch? Cannoneer?
Yeah.
Yeah, with this board, I would pitch Cannoneer. It's too far away.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, this is.
Yeah, I guess.
This is
But I mean,
awkward.
are you looking for a Brazen Burward?
I'm not sure you actually want to force this. Just because like Stack is not well equipped to fight against a Caracas right now. Oh wait, Stack. I mean, Stack has the Wasteland. Yeah, this is probably correct.
I mean, I was gonna. My thought was mostly that Life from the Loam, I believe they've only seen one copy, and it's a good way to exile it, right? The next time it gets cast, you can force it, exile it, and then you've eliminated the recursion situation. Of course, there are 2 copies in Cosme's hand, but like I don't know if that was part of the consideration. Because this seems sort of miserable here, right? Like the situation that's going, where you have 2 6 drops. Miserable.
Yeah, Cosme seems like in a good position here.
Ugh, and the spell bomb can't even do the thing it's in the deck for.
This is the real question. Yeah. Oh yeah, Cosme did play the Mox Diamond. Yeah, Mox Diamond Exploration seems real good for Cosme here. But also, like, this situation is the reason Stack would want Haywire Might. Because Cosme's only source of green mana are the Mox Diamonds.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, and with a couple of hits, Stack can walk Cosme off of green mana. I do think Cosme Stack needs to cycle the Spell Bomb at this point.
I was just going to ask that. That seems very... I'm surprised if they're not going to wasteland the Caracas. I'm surprised they didn't cycle that away.
Yeah.
Huh? Dredgen.
Yeah, this one's slipping away for Stack.
Yeah. Or they draw another Cannoneer.
Yeah, that was their last draw.
Oh, you're wrong about that one, Rob. That card is terrible. Look at it right here. Looks bad.
Oh, the Cannoneer?
I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm joking.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll cry on mute.
Yikes.
Cosme's deck is clearly doing the thing, which I feel good about. I'm very
and it's doing a Cosme thing.
Yeah.
I also appreciate that it's a very like viewing a Cosme in its natural habitat.
Oh, this is great. Can't you waste the Caracas in response to this?
Yeah, but I think Cos is kind of being spewed because
it's the loan.
Okay. I think it's fine, but yeah, you can hit the Caracas here. And
oh yeah, this is. I mean, I guess you could tap it in response and just crack the spell bomb. Is the best you can make of this situation.
Yeah, I guess that's the thought process right now. Is you want to use it for that or.
How many more turns can they continue here with no blue mana and a recurring wasteland? Thoughtcast is monocolor. There are a lot of basic islands in the deck, I believe. But
my thought is like does Seed of the Synod like help you get Emery out here? So if you like top deck that.
I retract my comment. There is one basic island in the deck, and it's already in the graveyard. This game is over. Like, what's happening right now? It's literally a 1 island deck. Yep.
All right then.
I check the deck list real quick.
Makes a lot of sense now that you think Stack was just deciding to scoop or not, as opposed to decision we thought they were making.
Daily Resolve. All right, so we have a pivotal game 3, as they say.
They always say that.
Yeah. Any further thoughts on the sideboard? I'm just going through the land sideboard on the stream right now.
Well, we never got to your question about Force of Negation. I think this is an interesting match that Stack should be boarding for Cosme's sideboarded deck, don't make the mistake of sideboarding for the main deck, which makes it seem like Force of Negation does look good.
Yeah.
Because you evolve and all these on-creatures. So that makes it look a lot better to me. We know that they brought in Brazen Borrower. Both players were very nice and drew a lot of their sideboard cards, so we know what they were thinking.
Yes,
Brought in
Stack
Borrower.
definitely brought in Force because we saw it, right?
Yeah, at least one negation, at least one red blast. Kept the bolts.
Yep.
So that's interesting.
Oh, they're
Yeah, I
back.
think
Go ahead, Talia.
Huh.
Oh yeah, would
This is
you want 2 Minskin boos if you were Cosme?
Oh, this is a fascinating
one-
start.
There's one main deck.
I think I would want the second Minskin Boo. I think it's probably a better condition than in this match. And
Stack's hand here is not good, especially considering they have to put a card on the bottom. I don't think this is a keepable 6 in any permutation.
yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I think this is. Ooh, this looks good though.
Yeah, the blue mana thing is not great, but yeah, it's from their grave. Oh, okay.
Accident.
Talia, why do you want to talk about what the play line you see on the land side of the board is?
Oh, here. I mean, this one seems fairly straightforward. It's. Pithing Needle from Cosme is interesting. I guess.
Yeah.
Spell.
But like I see what the cards do. I'm just wondering if there's something I'm not seeing here. The exploration on turn 1 is clearly nice. Like, and then you go, but you really only play 1 extra land. But then you have no lands for Mox Diamond, right? Like that. I don't know. It seems a smidge clunky, but I don't know if the land stack is meant to be sort of clunky most of the time.
This is a hand where I like. If you draw life from the loam, this hand is insane.
Yeah. But that's the deck, to me.
To some degree, there are hands that loam actually really does not salvage.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we think Stack didn't go for a Chalice on one there?
Yeah, pitching Besager there and then playing Exploration, playing out both lands, and both Map and Needle seems real strong.
I don't know, Matt. I mean, I guess they also wanted to play Lantern themselves. I don't know, Rob, Talia, do you think Step should have kept the Chalice in their hand and played it on 1 early?
Yeah.
I think that would have done for them.
Yeah.
I was definitely surprised to see it get put on the bottom.
I just feel like playing the same deck. That's like the dream opener I'm hoping for against Cosme's deck.
Cosme does have a lot of 1s in hand, and cast 1. So
Also, 1 is deceptively really good against lands. Lands.
Well, before we were debating whether or not it was that amazing, I thought.
Well, it's rough because Chalice on 1 also cuts off a lot of Stack's own deck.
Yeah.
But
neither deck has too much going on, but I feel like Cosme has the advantage at this exact moment. just having the extra mana and any color of mana available seems really important right now.
Yeah, Stack's in a way worse spot, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I think either one could draw either poorly or well and get out of this. Like, I do think there's a game left here, but having said that, I have nothing to say about the cards that are on the board right now. I would crack Bauble, I guess, if there's a decision there. It feels important to get a blue source somehow.
Yeah. They did, I think they cracked the Mishra's Bauble before and then drew this one for the turn, so.
Okay. Do you Pyroblast targeting Soul Guide Lantern?
Ooh. Yeah,
Needle.
do you do something in response to this? Would you just crack the Soul Guide Lantern with Needle on the stack?
This is actually
I
pretty
think I
tough,
would.
right? So it comes into play, so whichever one you crack, Cosme can choose the other one and turn it off, right? So you can either lose... Oh, Wasteland was the pick. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you would crack both. I mean, I think Urza's Bauble would definitely crack, but I think I would also do Lantern. Yeah, that's interesting. Cutting stack off Wasteland is interesting. I don't know if I like that.
I like the idea of eliminating a draw step here, right? Like, that was why I was like really focused on the two artifacts. Is just one less cycle, or one less cantrippy type of effect is a full-on time bomb here. Like,
your only land in hand is a fetch land, so it's immune to Wasteland.
Yep. All right.
Oh.
So, gotta crack that Soul Guide Lantern soon now, right? Like,
You would be surprised. Also, if I'm Cosme, I have the Mox Diamond. I don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Cosme is going to be so bummed when he remembers he doesn't have the drawn lands in his deck. Perhaps on that. Come on, Stack.
There's no graveyard stuff happening on Cosme's side of the board, right? And it would have started happening already. I don't know. I just think you need to draw. Oh, okay. Well, Otawara is good, and thus the problem is solved. Now, what does this result in? An Emery on the board, which will get bolted, then get forced, and then Pyroblast will seal the deal here. Right?
Two 1-drops. That stop Stack's only hope here. I just can't stop thinking about that challenge one.
Yeah.
Matt, with the biting commentary from the sidelines here. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that is based on the way the game played out. A Chalice on one would have been very, very good here.
Interesting. Is he going to try to counter it with Blast, or is he just?
Is the idea here to prevent the mill?
Instantly. No, it does seem like when it's on the stack.
I mean, this probably doesn't feel great on Stack's side of the board, but is much, much, much better than the alternative that I just described.
I don't know if I would have forced a build there. I'm glad Stack didn't.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, how far are they from Thought Monitor? 1, 2,
very
3, 4.
far.
5.
Yeah. Thought Monitor is a 7-drop, right? So
if you drew like Seed of the Synod, would that get? I think you might just be able to top deck that.
I mean, Seat or a Soul Land would both work here.
Yeah, so you're possible. You have a couple live draws to do it next turn.
And I mean, the nice thing for Stack is that number one, no pressure. Number two, Cosme's deck doesn't really have selection or card draw. So just completely at the mercy of the top of the deck.
Interesting. It's a loam deck. Is it playing any grudges? It doesn't have any, like...
I don't think
This
so.
Force Figure's just so good. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Huh. Uh-oh. Now the game is looking a little harder.
GG.
I mean, they're not the biggest constructs that have ever hit a battlefield, but
They're going to be 4/4s.
I know.
At what point does Stack just forget you can cantrip the Soul Guide Lantern? I mean, are they really that attached to it still?
Yeah,
Like,
what is the deal? Can someone remind me what
don't know.
the lantern? I guess it's just for loam, right? That's what they're hanging on to it for.
Yeah, Loam or Loam.
I mean, there's probably other stuff, but it's still, yeah, you're just the point at which you're like clearly losing on board and way behind.
Oh, actually, this is sort of cool.
Yeah, Sai is probably the best deck card Stack could have drawn here.
Wasteland on Urza's Saga seems really good there, right? Like, before it ticks up to 2.
Needle and
Oh, okay,
Wasteland.
yeah.
Needle.
Okay, of course, yeah.
Wow, rip Rob's commentary.
I'm dead. I've died.
Careful there, Matt. I've heard some pithing needle mistakes have been going around this league.
Oh. Keep it pithy.
But that one did not even remotely affect that game. Did a bit, but
I don't even know what I'm referring to. I'm just being coy over here.
I know what you're referring to. Don't worry.
Rob is in the dark.
I always thought it was pithing.
Nope.
That's why we don't invite you to do the commentary, Joe.
There it is. Seat of the Synod.
So, Stack is not.
It's not what?
Probably the best draw Stack could have hoped for.
Yeah. Not really in the best position here. Sai is really good at this point in the game.
I'm looking at the old border thought monitor, which does not clearly indicate that it is an artifact on first glance. So I'll just remind everyone that it is an artifact and will make a Sai token here.
That's the major problem with the old.
Also,
border
didn't Seat make a
thought monitor.
Didn't Seat also make a token or no?
It's
Is it
bad.
because it's not a
cast.
spell?
It's a
I see.
cast.
Right.
We are all going to be
I forgot
eating
that
crow
too.
when we realize that Soul Guide Lantern, sitting on it this whole time, wins this game like 3 turns from now.
I mean, it could now that Stack is kind of stabilized.
Yeah, I think we were all
Oh,
just
no.
getting really anxious out of like having nothing to do every turn.
Oh no. Is Stack attacking into a construct? Or I guess is it not?
I feel like
no.
Stack probably just sees Cosme's deck as slower than we were seeing it.
Mhm.
This is
What would I don't know what this attack is about.
Is it a
But-
3/3?
Cosme
No.
does forget things a lot of the time, so maybe.
It's
3/3.
oh
Oh, thank God.
okay.
That said, Cosme has access to block and bolt. And I think you do force the bolt. I think Sai is incredibly important right now.
Yeah,
Oh, this could work out. Interesting. Yeah.
Just real quick about that lightning bolt and the Emery play from earlier. Thinking about it a smidge more. What are the bolts in the deck for if you're not bolting Emerys? I know we're watching a bolt resolve. This is not why they're in the deck.
The answer is nothing. Bolt should have been sided out.
Yeah, and
Well, I think
holding
also
the
Rob's
bolt-
saying like let the thing resolve, then bolt it, as opposed to
Oh my god, it's
'cause
bad.
the red elemental blast does so much more than
Yeah, it's so much more versatile for the same mana cost.
I'm actually going to support Stack
Make
here.
Cosme boarded in bolts.
Talia, go for it. Explain why you support this.
Oh, drawing the second bolt makes it brutal, but burning that bolt's real good. Emery, like, in theory, Emery at this point is worth more to Stack than Sai is by a lot.
Really?
Really?
It feels
Yes.
Do we
like
really think Stack was trying to bait a bolt there with that attack?
no.
It's possible.
Possible.
Did they see a bolt with one of the baubles?
I think they did.
They saw a bolt. They saw the red blast.
They saw the pyroblast. Okay, yeah.
saw the
I couldn't. I know they saw one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wow.
Hmm.
This is playing out in a very interesting way.
That'll
So-
be interesting to ask Stack about.
Okay, well, let's get a quick update on that basketball game. Who's winning?
Oh God. I stopped
Good.
checking. That's not
Oh,
good.
good. I'm just checking to make sure you're giving us full attention. Thank you, Taylor. You don't need
I
to give us
am
a score.
far from giving you full attention, but I wasn't watching the basketball either.
Like,
They won 90-80. Boom. They got
Nice.
it, baby. Toledo Rockets. Bye-bye.
Versus the Alabama State Mud Hens. That's a thing.
the thing is,
That's where I'm from.
these constructs aren't that big, aren't that fast, and importantly, they're gonna be smaller than Stack's constructs.
Yeah. Saga is really, really, really good in this 8-cast deck.
Yes.
And I think it would already be 1, 2, 3, 4. The first construct would be a 5/5 here if I counted all the artifacts right.
We're approaching the point actually where the needle on Wasteland is likely to start being pretty punishing for Cosme.
Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah.
And a lot of why I was like so skeptical of it when he did it.
As you've described the deck, a mana denial thing.
Yeah. Like Cosme has cut off basically any line that is not just invested in winning the game.
Speaking of winning the game, there's a Sai, doesn't die to Bolt.
Yep.
My only regret with Stack's hand as it stands is that there are 3 cards and Force of Will needs a card to stick with it.
Oh, I don't think Stack needs Force anymore.
Yeah, I sort of feel the same.
Like,
But, yeah. Like, what are the scenarios where Cosme gets out of this at this point? Is it just naturally top decking at Dark Depths?
that's definitely his best chance.
Natty
Yeah.
Depth
Natty Depths?
before the Saga can get the spellbomb.
And honestly, even that runs into issues. And hilariously enough, Soul Guide Lantern makes things real rough now.
I know. Yeah.
The genius Stack. They knew the whole time.
I do think Stack needs to chump block next turn, which is unfortunate, but still.
With the Thopter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
You're
even
gonna have a lot of jumpers, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I guess not if Emery just is gonna eat the dust here.
We can't see the hands, can we? I know I'm
Henry.
late to the party.
You have to be over
Watch
18.
my
It's a
screen.
special. Did you get parental permission?
No, I haven't yet. Damn it.
Oh.
It's confusing, Henry. The hands look like they're in the exile zone
Oh. Okay.
on Rob's stream. I don't know what that feature is.
You can also just
Oh.
open it on Cockatrice and see the hands.
Yeah.
But
no,
I have all the best art.
Oh, that is true. Rob curates the art.
Every card on my screen is good.
that's such a complicated top deck here.
Ooh.
Inspiration to destroy Soul Guide Lantern and Saga on Rob's upkeep after bolting the Emery seems real good.
I assume you mean stacks upkeep.
Stacks. Yeah.
Why exile exploration and not just hardcast it? Like, doesn't Cosme have the mana here?
One, no. He only has 3 mana. Maze of Ith does not tap for mana.
Oh, yes, I was looking at Expedition map and thinking, I know the Maze of Ith is the one that should tap for mana but does not. Sorry about that.
But also, even if he did, he doesn't have the mana to do both bolt and.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good card here. Also, Expedition is doing absolutely nothing right now, but might be great in some future turn.
In theory.
So what are you
on-
targeting with Force here? Is it Urz the Saga and
Wait, if
Soul
Stack
Guide?
If Cosme attempts to force a vigor, I think Stack just hardcasts a force of will.
Well, I mean, the opportunity is passing as we speak, but right now, Force of Vigor would definitely resolve.
Well, yeah. But you can't exile stuff on your own turn to cast force.
Oh yeah, it's part of that suite of cards.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rob, just wrong on every front here on Force of Vigor.
Correct me if I'm wrong,
So-
but Stack looks heavily on the back foot, right? Cosme's at 19 life? I don't know. Cosme has 2 5/5s.
I think we're all really putting a lot of value in the future Urza Saga tokens.
Oh, from
Yeah,
Stack.
Stack
I
is
see that now.
potentially getting to 7/7, 8/8 in the future. How much is it now?
I see that. Okay.
And
I mean-
Sai makes jumpers too. Like,
Were
Sure.
both of those constructs able to attack last turn? It feels like that was the turn where the second construct came in, but whatever. They know how to
the
manage
first
their
time
board
they-
states.
no, they don't, Rob. We specifically saw them make this mistake.
I know they did.
I'm
I know, and we were definitely right that time.
Yeah, let's can someone check that.
It's a little hard to check, but let's see. Yeah, this. Yeah, this construct did come in last turn cycle, so that was fine. That was fine.
That Caracas is pretty brutal here.
And so the Pithing Needle Naming Wasteland comes back.
Yeah.
Oh, but now there's a blue card for that Force of Will, so it's not all bad.
Ooh, that's That might end up being good for
Honestly,
Stack.
The Emery Force of being tied to a Force of Will, I think, is really important given the impact of this Force of Vigor resolving.
Yes.
Also, Thoughtcast is a great top deck.
Is it 1 mana yet?
It is. I see 1, 2, 3 artifacts on the battlefield currently.
It's 2 unless Stack makes a construct first. Which I imagine it will.
I would, right?
Yeah.
The only problem is Ancient Tomb is no longer free to tap at 6 life, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Especially in a deck that plays bolts. Yikes.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
I was just
Bolt in
gonna do a
hand.
bolt check. So how many
Yeah.
are in the 75?
4.
I've already
Remained.
seen one.
Oh, 3. Okay.
There are 3.
Okay. Well, there's a chance that Coz just gets another one and just. Well,
Yeah, I guess you're already in double bolt range, so 4 is not that much worse than 6.
I do like the Thoughtcast here just to recharge. Pretty sweet.
A couple of zeros here would be pretty good. The baubles would be really nice top decks, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Bobble and a
Timing.
Mox. Mox and a Bobble.
Yeah.
So is stack just like affinity value, or like is there a specific combo they're trying to execute?
It's really like it's a deck built around the Thoughtcast and the Thought Monitor that we haven't seen this game, and I would say the combo is essentially Kappa Cannoneer. Psy is just like really, really potent. But it's not like some win the game combo on the spot. It's really just a lot of value and cheap spells.
All right, and so we see the Force of Will pitching the Emery as we expected, Artifact Land, and a Urza's Bauble.
I like those.
Not the best. Not the best Thoughtcast, but pretty good.
I mean, the seat makes the construct bigger. It's cheap to cast, and now the construct's a 6/6, and there's a Thopter 7/7, right?
Where did the Thopter come from? Oh, from Psy.
From
of course.
Psy. Yeah, Psy makes everything better.
Yes.
We'll stack Practice Bobble now to see the bolt.
Oh, I like that, actually. Well, there's one card in hand. Okay.
That's good.
We do have an Urza Saga ticking up to 3.
Yep.
But
yeah, that's right.
Yes.
this is a good top deck. This is very
sad.
yeah.
Well, Toes can always Caracas back the Merit Lodge to protect it from the spell bomb.
there is a 1/1 flying Thopter that can chump basically ad infinitum on the other side of the board too.
That is true.
One thing, I mean, Cosme remains at 19, to Henry's point, and the Maze of Ith is really good at tripping up one big attacker, two big attacker type combats. And so these constructs are going to be enormous, but they're not just going to win the game in like one turn or something.
Are you saying when Cosme Maze of Ith's his own Merit Lodge, right? That's what you're saying?
That would be a heads-up play, but only if you do it after damage, and then your creature just gets vigilance.
Problem here is that stack is in chump block mode here, which sucks. Oh wait, no, I forgot. It's a 5/5. It's not quite a chump. Yeah, it's
Well, and then the
It's a
Maze of
six.
Ith's going to do its thing here, and so
yeah, but you
I
need
think
to
that's
block
what the
it.
attack's all about.
You need to block. Okay, cool. And you were saying the Saga target is what, like an Aether spell bomb to bounce the.
I think that's assuredly the best one.
Yeah,
The
that
real
seems good.
question, does Cosme bolt the construct?
I don't think
With
so.
stack
It doesn't have
5?
to, right? Couldn't you just bolt like Monitor and kill it too?
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
a
that's
spicy
cool.
play.
I think
He's
can
definitely
play
going to bolt
better.
it, right?
Yeah.
Bolting Monitor here is pretty good. Because it does kill the construct.
Cracking
But
Bauble
also,
on
like,
Does
NSEP
it kill
would
the
be bad.
constructs?
It took
Yeah,
4, yeah.
construct
Yeah.
is
It's a
good, yeah.
5/5 with 4
4.
damage now.
And
So you kill
2,
another
3,
artifact.
4, 5. It's not a 6/6.
It was, and then the Thopter died. I think they're.
I'm counting 6. 2 seats, the Bobble, Lantern, Thought Monitor, and the construct.
It is a 6/6.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, so it was a 7 before? Okay, well,
Yeah.
Stack is misleading us.
They
That's
were
not
just
on
doing
us.
a terrible job
Okay.
at the
That's not on
annotating.
us. No, that's not on us. Perfect commentary. Sloppy play.
Yep.
As
I
an
was gonna
HS
ask,
player,
Rob,
I'm
is this-
constantly counting the artifacts.
I was going to say, Rob, as a very strict proponent of using all the little turns, I mean, has Stack just been driving you crazy here? I mean,
Honestly, Cosme seems to be in a pretty brutal position here.
I think Cosme and Sack are equally bad at that.
I thought you were just going to say it magic.
I'm not.
I think you're making two
either.
different
I'm
separate
terrible.
points.
I'm actually a little, like, to answer that question somewhat seriously, I'm a little surprised at how little I've been paying attention to the phase bars.
Oh,
Like,
really?
just
I've paid
just
a
watching
ton.
like that. Like when I'm in the game, I do. But like just watching like this, it
Oh.
feels like I'm just like hovering over a person's table.
Why
and
didn't Cosme
strategies.
Mazavith his own construct and save him there? If he didn't end up like doing anything with that 6/6.
That makes no sense at all. Great question, Joe. Right? Because I think we all predicted that, and it didn't happen.
Just
Maybe
Mazavith-
preemptively mazing one of Stack's big constructs.
It has to be an attacking creature, so you can pull a creature out of combat. Is basically how Mason.
He could have just saved his
Oh,
construct.
got it.
and
Oh,
made it
yeah.
untapped for this turn cycle, right?
Oh, yeah.
But not big enough to
Yeah.
want the
Yeah, but I mean, having it untapped.
Still
is
Still
nice.
better.
Well,
If
maybe-
the maze was just doing nothing. I guess
I
it's
think-
untapped right now.
No, it's doing something this turn cycle.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
6/6.
Yeah, it's going to stop one of
that's fair.
Stack's constructs from attacking.
Yeah,
Maybe Stack was going to get. Does Stack's deck play Shadow Spear?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope so.
And the Stack's version is actually way better because Shadow Spear also gives Stack's creatures haste. We figured out. So
Mm,
they're
I
a
love that.
huge
Wait,
advantage.
what?
mm.
Was that something that happened game one that I missed?
Yeah.
Yeah, they attacked with a summoning sick.
Construct
This
token or
is-
something?
It might have happened this game too. We're not sure.
The game was like very
Awkward.
over in game one, though. It wasn't like an important thing.
That's
This is
funny.
really awkward. Stack can't tap the tomb for mana because
Yeah.
they have to respect Bolt.
Yeah, but they drew the thing in their hand, the land there. They can play that.
Yeah, but they don't have enough mana to both play Psy and hold up the blue, which is rough.
No,
That's true.
but at the
I
same
have to-
time, you know,
Yeah.
you have to hold up. You have to respect Merit Lodge, otherwise you just die.
I do have to assume
Respect
Stack wants to
the
crack the
lodge.
bauble now, though. Like, I feel like Stack cracking the bauble.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Bobble's been stuck around this long.
What's happening? Okay.
Soul Guide Lantern seems like a card.
Sure.
So Mazavith, when it removes something from combat, it untaps it,
Like
correct?
Stack,
Mhm.
yeah, like Stack would
Okay.
benefit a lot from just cracking the bauble and seeing the bolt in Cosme's hand.
Yeah, I really like that play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
do
feel
like
like-
that.
Wow.
Yeah, I know I Stack didn't just snap up that opportunity.
Just have perfect
What is
information.
that card legal in? I feel like I never see Urza's Bauble.
I think
It's
it's
like a legacy
only.
vintage only. Okay.
Yeah, it's not in modern.
Honestly, if I were playing it, I would probably forget that it does that even.
It is arguably better than Mishra's bauble, maybe.
Yeah. All right, we're doing a fair depths. I like that. Yeah, and I don't think there's any argument for not having done the bauble too.
Are we doing a fair?
Now.
Oh, I guess.
Now Stack. Do it.
Yeah. What did Cosme play now? An exploration.
Do it.
Or,
Do it, you
Stack.
stupid bastard.
No, just a taiga.
oh, gotcha.
Like, I have to assume the artifact is not
Please
worth
do
more
it
than,
now.
like,
Yeah, what
cycle.
could they
Why
want
didn't
it for? Like, I think they've already got enough.
Also, I'm
Defend
really
the
surprised.
The constructs are huge
There we
enough
go.
already.
There we go.
Yay.
Finally,
Yay!
the people's bobble.
One's in the
Now-
chat. One's in the chat.
Here's the bolt that will kill you.
And they drew
Ooh,
both cards.
balls.
I like those draws.
This isn't too bad. Like, Psy does a lot here.
Yeah.
Sai, more like Sayonara Cosme.
Also, wait. Stack did not play the Spire of Industry, so Cosme totally should have merit lodged and then forced to kill the. Well, maybe not totally, but like either way, the merit lodge is going to get bounced. So I don't know. I think
Like-
I would have made it last turn, knowing that Stack couldn't have.
Well, Stack
Sounds
could have
good.
bounced it last turn easily.
No, they didn't have the mana up. We were saying that they couldn't really afford to tap the
Well,
Ancient
no,
Tube.
it only costs them 1 mana to bounce it. They couldn't play Psy
Oh,
and
never
bounce
mind.
it.
Oh, I understand now. I misread the
Yeah.
card.
You're thinking of the Phyrexia all will be one.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of,
cycle.
literally.
You're thinking of the Skull Bomb cycle.
That's literally what I was thinking of. I was like, it's
Got
3.
it.
I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm actually kind of surprised that Stack did not
Those are legendary,
stuff-
I
also.
don't think you get both of these, but
Oh yes. Just
Yeah, that's
those
good.
No, those opals are
Stack not
legendary.
know those are legendary.
Yeah, can we
Oh
get
my
a?
God.
I'll go
Yeah.
in.
What
Thank you, Talia.
an 8-cast noob.
I will say Stack is going to get a lot of shit if they tap the tomb now. We get to make a lot of fun of them. if at this point. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Watch Stack try to like sack the legend ruled opal with Psy to draw a card.
Oh, that would have been hot. Yeah, that's another
That
thing
would
you
have been
gotta
hot.
remember
I don't
is to
think-
use
I don't
Psy
think you
more
can.
often.
You can't right now.
Do that. Can you do that?
Because Stack is holding that Spire in hand. Like I feel like the extra mana is like
Oh.
really important.
We were just talking about that, yeah, or sort of talking around that about how like sighing would be good here.
Yeah.
Like get rid of some of those Thopters, draw some fresh cards.
Or get rid of
for
like a
yes.
seat. A redundant seat or I would act wow. Interesting. That mana just got wasted from the second opal.
I know, it is tough, isn't it?
Wait. So I don't know. Dark Depths is legendary, right? Yeah. So I was gonna say this gives Koz an opportunity, but he can't tutor both of the pieces.
Well, you could. It's an instant, right? So you could just. Can't you just do the? Oh, both pieces. Yeah, sorry.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You tutor one. It's tricky.
I do like Matt's heads up Caracas play here as the winning play, which is make a Merit Lage, bounce it to hand.
True.
I mean, go out in style. On your own
and you can do it in
terms.
response to the Aether Spellbomb too, which is like really where you want to be.
All right, who's got the list up? Was there any land that's useful for Cosme here?
I think Cosme's best draw is just another bolt.
Yes.
The
land burn. It's like it's like a shit cube draft deck.
We
Green, red,
all
land
pooped
burn.
on Lightning Bolt even being in the deck at all, and now it is the only out.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't mean we were wrong. It could have also, like, that bolt could be a
I find this
Minskin Boo right
personally
now,
very
or-
satisfying.
Well, someone give me a second to explain why it's wrong. If it were a Minskin Boo, I think it might have been better.
If Cosme draws another bolt, I just want to see lots of bolts in the chat.
That's true. We could all just type bolt right now and then not click send.
What's going on? It's Cosme's turn. Did they draw already?
Are they just talking? Are they just talking?
It
What's
could
happening?
be.
Oh, how do you do that? How do you do emotes like that
You
in
just
the stream?
over the little like smiley emote face, you can click on them and then
Oh, I see. That's cool.
see. I'm just yeah.
I don't really know what Cosme can crop rotation for that's good here.
I wonder is Candelabra good
Ramanap
here?
Ruins.
Not Candelabra. The
Ooh, ramping up would be good.
Ooh.
I was thinking Tabernacle maybe, but
Tabernacle. Thank you.
It's a Ramanap.
We need Cosme to have Rob's copy of Mystic Sanctuary, and also.
Oh yeah, Mystic
Yeah.
Sanctuary. There we go.
We need to get the bolt back.
Yeah, Mystic Sanctuary and like
Mystic
a bunch of
Sanctuary.
islands.
Yeah, and the blue version that makes.
I was just gonna say
all
blue
land
Yavimaya.
islands. Yeah, blue. I
Yeah,
was
we
like,
need a
the
blue version of Yavimaya.
Blue Urborg, blue Yavimaya.
Yeah. Come on, Mark Rosewater. Where's our blue Yavimaya?
So, Talia, stupid question. Going back to Stack's last turn, when you play the second opal, can you respond to the legend rule by sacking it?
No, you can't. But you can
can't,
just
right?
sack the first opal.
Can I ask a rules question?
Yeah,
Yep.
what's up?
Yes.
So can I respond to the legend rule? So if I legend,
We have no idea.
Go on.
Matt was asking the exact same question. Sorry. Ask it.
I mean,
That's why we're laughing.
So if I copy, Dark Depths, can I crop rot it before I have to sack the other one?
No, you
Like,
can't.
What's that?
No, you can't.
I can't. Okay, I didn't think so. All right, cool. Thank you. Sorry for taking so long.
All good.
He comes back in 2 seconds and asks about the opal too.
So so with the opals, the short answer is you can't, but you can just like sack the first opal.
Right.
before
Yes,
playing the
Stack could
second
have done
one.
it anyway.
Which 100% is what Stack should have done, right? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Got this
Why
all this
you-
ancient tomb mana going to waste. Should have,
Can't you just sack the first
We
Dark
could-
Depths in response to making it? I'm kidding.
Oh, is
With the copy on the trigger, sack the land to fetch another one.
with the copy on the trigger.
Tabernacle was still in the deck. I think this is very good with that ancient tomb being not tappable here.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about Tabernacle.
Yeah, well, we were trying to say it earlier, but we ended up getting sidebarred. But
yeah, I think the So I think Tabernacle is fine. I think the biggest problem with Tabernacle here is that the only creature Stack really cares about are the two constructs.
but there's a Maze of Ith, right? So, like, the Maze of Ith makes one of the constructs a blank card. I mean, I think this is the way to extend the game and get that second bolt off the top of the deck.
Cosme does not have any more bolts.
Really?
Yeah, Cosme's gone through 2 bolts this game, right?
I thought there were 3 in the overall list.
Cosme's only gone through 1. Yeah.
No, 1 and 1 in hand. There's 1 in the graveyard here, and 1 in hand.
Yep.
And I think there's 3 in the list.
Does he have a Vesuva? We need a land that could do bolting too. That would be
Taylor, I've been trying not to say it, but Field of the Dead would be incredible here. 1/2/2 is all it would take.
I've seen land stacks that run Field of the Dead in the side.
So Stack tapped 4 to keep all their creature? Or how many? What's happening here? Okay. Everything but okay, so this is correct.
They sacked
keep up the mana. Yeah, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Oh, now you play the fucking land. I'm sorry. Play your lands, ladies and gentlemen, and in Twix. Everyone, play your lands.
Did you just say ladies and gentlemen and twinks?
I said in betwixt, or that's maybe incorrect too. Everyone else.
We
You
all
said
know
in
Twink-
betwixt.
We all know Twinks hold lands.
That's a T-shirt for next retreat. Twinks hold lands.
I'm
Twink
sorry,
hold
we're not
lands.
gonna be able to put this on YouTube anymore. The guidelines got me.
Can
We
I ask
just
a
lost
question?
our monetization.
Good thing you weren't here to read my dungeon card. That would have really got us demonetized.
Do we think that Cosme sided out Life from the Loam?
No.
Doubt it. That's such a dubious thing to do.
There's 22 cards viewed in this game. Like,
Maybe some number of copies.
I mean, that would be a hot sideboarding plan. But okay, so let's see how this is going.
Getting in. Okay.
So Cosme. Oh, wait. Thespian Stage can become a copy of Maze of Ith.
Oh, it already is.
It already
It
is.
has
Yeah,
been.
yeah.
That's pretty sweet. I didn't see that.
Yeah, Cosme's stage is currently a copy of Maze, but that also means that Cosme can't ever get in with the construct no matter what Stack does. Not that that's a real game plan, but you know.
I mean, again, assuming there's one more bolt in the deck, I
So
think
I have
that's the out.
So, okay, here's the real question. Is Cosme saving the construct? Yes.
My
Let's
question is
go.
answered.
Or
Okay.
Loam. Okay, what
So-
can Loam do?
Loam can
Could
get back.
dredge the bolt, which would be bad.
Well, I'm saying you can also just use your. You can just merit lodge once and then get back.
Oh, Lum gets. Ugh.
Loam gets back both pieces. Does it
Lum
not?
gets,
Right?
gets Saga, gets Bethagio.
The Sage's good too.
Besaju on the Spellbomb seems relevant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to assume that Stack is going to Soul Guide in response to
No,
Cosme's
you're right.
Oh, it's still there.
Forgot about that. I'm a little surprised that Stack that they played the pedal without playing Doctor Man first, but
They couldn't. They would be taking down blue,
gotcha.
which they need for the skull bomb.
No, I'm saying or just hold it for another turn to play it. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about holding the pedal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like,
Yeah,
Why
maybe
did
just
why
held
did
it.
Stack play the pedal?
yeah, I'm saying yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not play
Was-
Psy, but
What's
just
the benefit there?
Qui Bono. What's the
Who
benefit?
benefits?
All right. Stack remembers. Wow, okay.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
There we go.
I
That
would
was-
like to be on record. Cosme will 100% dredge the bolt. There's no doubt in my mind. It's gonna happen at one point.
Gotti.
No, but things are interesting now.
So.
Ironically, Cosme can't actually go. It's going to be hard for Cosme to go off with Dark Depths though, because like
Man, it's tight now.
Why?
Tabernacle doesn't tap.
good Emery.
Maze of It doesn't tap. Dark Depths doesn't tap.
Why did Stack not tap the Wasteland for mana there to pay for the
Oh no,
tab?
Laziness, probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is a real good Emery. Like we're now at a point where Cosme is heavily strained on mana and is going to struggle to dredge Loam. Well, to simultaneously dredge Loam, maze both constructs, and keep Caracas up.
I believe Cosme's deck does play that the land that makes everything forests. That would be a pretty good card here.
Yes.
Although it would turn on Ancient Tomb for Stack, but beyond that, it's really good for him.
You're saying the green version of the blue version of Besage?
Oh,
Yavimaya, you mean?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
Yavimaya.
It's Yavimaya. That's, yeah. The green
That's right.
version of the Greenland.
No, it was the green version of
It's green of Urborg.
Urborg,
Yeah.
Tomb of Yawgmoth, not regular Urborg, which is a different card.
Who's Yavimaya the Tomb of, though?
Yavimaya is the Tomb of Besaju.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
is Cosme pretty much looking at 2 more attempts to get a second lightning bolt here?
Joe was just thinking in terms of numbers of bolts at this point.
I am really surprised.
No,
Stack
2 more
didn't-
draws. Like doesn't Cosme basically just have 2 more turns here?
I am really shocked Stack didn't play out Emery actually. Like forcing Cosme to Caracas the Emery is such a restriction on Cosme's mana.
I think Stack just didn't want to play the Emery because they might mill their own bolts, you know?
I do think Joe is right, by the way, in terms of the clock on this game. Because
Yeah, Joe,
no
you're
one answered
totally-
Joe's question.
Thanks,
Sorry.
Joe. I'm just curious if there was something else I'm missing.
I'm
We
pretty sure
have
that
to remember to respect the twink version of this portion
Yeah.
of our audience.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Joe,
The
we see
ladies,
you, you
gentlemen,
are
in
seen.
betwixt and the twinks.
Joe, you are seen, you are heard, Joe.
The Shadow Spear would be really good here as well. Maybe.
No.
Give that
So,
construct haste.
This is what Stack needs. A cranial plating.
Minsk.
That is not what you want to know.
Oh,
No,
Minskin.
Minskin
Oh,
Boo.
ooh.
Wait, so you
Ooh,
weren't
yeah.
kidding? He really
Ooh.
could have. He really could have milled a lightning bolt.
Oh yeah.
Gonna
Isn't
happen.
Can
Dredge-
can
Dredge is optional, right?
Dredge is
However-
optional.
Of
Can
course.
Neither-
MAD go face with its tick down?
No.
I forget.
I don't know.
My question here is
Any target.
we
And what go face?
Minx and Boo.
Any target. Yeah, any target.
Oh, sure,
Uh,
yeah.
And hamster.
so my question
So
Those are
here
there's the
is
second bolt.
Yeah.
Can the Gruul card
the
go
fourth bolt.
face?
He milled it.
Can the Gruul card go face? Can a hamster shit in the woods? Yeah, I think.
I have a question about deciding to dredge loam there. We've already seen crop rotations happen. There's no lands in the deck that solve this problem, right? So what's the point of dredging instead of just getting your regular draw?
I think the like now though on Stack's turn, Coast could make a Merit Lage, right? With Thespian Stage. It's obviously gonna get bounced, right? But then yeah, I guess it's not good because then Coase is gonna have to play that and can't play the lands anyway.
no.
It's not oh
Oh no.
no.
The
Wait.
dream. The dream has
Wait.
died.
Watch Coase draw the next bolt next.
Oh no.
So how is he
Yeah.
trying to win?
I don't know
Even what
if he
they
is.
say, don't have a plan. That's what they say about how to play Magic well. Just never know who's the beatdown or what the plan for the game is.
Gotti.
I mean, having said that, there really is no way to win this turn cycle from where we're looking at right now, other than bolting Thought Monitor. So I sort of think this is like as heads up as you can
Oh,
be.
no.
I think also let's not insult Coase and when he rewatches this. I think
Too
like
late. Rob already did it.
I
Did
mean,
I?
yes, but I think like the bolt was a tough decision point, and it was like, does Coase use it several turns ago to help stem the bleeding, or at this point, you know, I think at this point he's bought into holding it for the win, even though you know that's like a 1 in 34 chance.
Oh,
But yeah, I don't know.
That's true.
Kappa,
I actually think
kappa.
that's probably not that relevant here. Also, why does Stack have 4 things tapped right now? Stack only has 3 creatures.
Because one of the creatures Stack paid for got bolted.
Oh, it got bolted on upkeep.
That was on upkeep.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, that was to stay alive, though, right? Basically,
So, like, this is the point
Because
where
that was 2 for 2.
So
Yeah,
again,
this is the
Stack
point
just
where,
tapping
like-
all the blue mana.
Yeah, this is the point where really if Stack like just plays out Emery or Kenmir, honestly, even Cosme just can't really do anything anymore.
Oh, Cannoneer's happening.
Tapping the Skull Bomb
Wait.
and
What?
Yeah,
Well, the Skull Bomb doesn't need to. Sorry.
yeah, but they're not leaving the mana up for it.
Yeah, but Cosme can't.
But
so
Coase
Cosme-
can't make the Merit Lodge anymore
Oh,
after
I see.
activating the maze, the stage maze.
Yeah, but if he top decks
Yeah,
equipment
no,
that gives it haste,
It's in.
it's gonna be
I like
brutal.
Ken. No, Kenmir
Yeah.
here is real good. Kenmir means that Cosme has 1 turn to win the game.
Does the ward
Cosme draws Shadow
four-
Spear, you're all gonna look stupid.
the ward 4 steps maze, right? Ward is ability and spell.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah, I believe it's like hexproof, but you just pay for it.
Kappa, kappa, kappa.
Let's see him draw that lightning bolt now.
Blastoise.
Yeah,
Like, I think there is no way for Cosme to win from here, realistically.
watch
Would-
Cosme draw another Minskin Boo, and then we're gonna.
Is
be
that
like,
gonna- Is that going to be the
Oh.
name of this YouTube video?
What?
There's no way Cosme can win from here. And the big thumbnail is like
Henry's shocked face.
yeah, Henry like wearing 3D glasses and a bag of popcorn.
Was so
Henry doing the Home Alone face.
was Minskin Boo actually a win?
Wait. Oh.
Yeah, you sack the.
Yeah, but I think he
no.
drew it third. I think he would have drawn it too late.
Cosme could still get a bolt here. If Cosme
Stack
gets
is
a bolt,
at 3.
Stack put themselves at bolt range.
Why?
Wait, why did Stack tap the tomb?
Wait,
Oh no.
Wait,
I missed that.
what?
What?
Oh,
Why did
Okay.
they-
Stack.
Why did
Oh,
they
Stack.
do that?
Come on,
Okay.
bolt,
Does
bolt,
Cosme
bolt.
Oh my
dredge?
Talk
God.
with the bolt and
Wait,
punish
wait.
Do not
What
dredge.
happened?
Cosme.
Was anyone paying close attention? Why did Stack allow themselves to?
They might have tapped it just for funsies.
There's no good reason to do it, and it gives Cosme an out.
Oh no!
They do the
Never
green
mind.
Yabamaya.
Never
They
mind.
dodged the bullet.
The green version of the blue version of Urborg.
Alright.
Yeah, this is it.
All right.
Wow.
Tunes-
Why did they
Tunes
tap?
done.
Someone needs to explain it.
Yes,
I'm so
why?
confused. Without a force in hand. I mean, I could see if they had a force.
Oh man, I wanted the bolt so badly there. That would have been the perfect moment to teach Stack a lesson.
I do think Stack did that for fun. Like, they might have already declared the game over or something. Like, there's no reason that would have happened based on anything on the board, right? I mean,
You think Coz was just over there going like, "Yeah, you got this one," and then they're just like chatting right now.
But still took the draw step. I mean, they
So-
still.
Yeah, I mean the draw step was live.
I just don't. What
Cosme could still win from here because if Stack taps Ancient Tomb and Spire before combat,
but
there
only
is a
Spire
win
for-
on board.
for colored mana.
Yeah, specifically.
Affinity. Yay, affinity.
It's kind of a shame because I think that land would have unlocked a lot more for Cosme if he drew it like a turn earlier.
Oh, that's so true. The Yavamaya was-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would have unlocked the Merit Lodge to then like swoop in and kill. Yeah, the mills were also unfortunate off the dredge because all of those cards were good. That he, yeah. Well, like except for crop rotation was like pretty med, like whatever. But
You call it crap rotation? Because you should.
Is Stack going to combat or casting one more thought monitor on the way out?
Well, you got to pay for Tabernacle.
Pay with the tomb.
Well, they can now because it's got a forest ability, right?
Why does Stack not? Does Stack
I know,
think they
I
can't
wanna
tap
know so
Wasteland?
bad.
Does Stack think they can't tap Wasteland for mana either?
I am very curious. I've been curious for like 6 turns in a row.
It doesn't matter anymore, but I mean, there could have been turns where they chain Thoughtcast to Thought Monitors.
Exactly. Yeah, you can chain stuff that you can't see coming. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just so confused.
and you're playing every turn needing the Skull Bomb blue thing up, so you're needing
Exactly.
every single blue pip.
Exactly.
All right, now they can cast tap 2 tombs. Also, what are the chances those constructs are 10s? They stayed 10s with like artifacts leaving and
Let's see, one,
getting on the board.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are 10.
Wow.
Blastoise is an artifact.
Like what are those broken clock is right twice a day situation?
Wait, did
what's Cosme doing?
this Cosme? Cosme has ward mana. Okay.
And
Yeah, we're seeing another turn here.
Yeah,
another turn.
Wait, how did Stack not find a?
oh, no artifacts. Wow. Bolt off the
Nope.
top. This game is still live.
So why didn't Stack also
Wait,
attack
no.
with the thought monitor?
That's
Wait, no,
something
wait.
sick.
it's
Thick,
new.
yeah.
Ward.
Oh,
They
it
don't
just
have
came
Shadow
in.
Spear.
Wait, was Cosme able to pay for ward on the Ken Near?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because of the
Yeah.
great because of the Yavamaya.
Why
Oh,
didn't? Why
wait,
It was
didn't?
still get a bolt.
Why didn't Stack just
Bolt,
go
bolt,
for
bolt, bolt.
bell bombing that construct?
Locks Diamond.
Draw another card. Come on, that's not even a card.
Yeah, that's a good question, Matt. Why wouldn't you just skull
Just
bomb
go.
the
Yeah, just
Hawker?
go for it. Don't even.
What are the
Because
what are the
am I missing
instants in
something?
what are the
Yeah.
instants in Cosme's like the kill spells are like?
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
force of vigor.
You could go. Yeah, that's true. Force, I guess.
Yeah.
Force is a good answer.
Yeah.
Co's really
I might
stuck
have
it
done
out,
it that
though.
way.
I feel like I might. If I was at 3, knowing there were, if I was aware of the potential of bolts off the top, I feel like I would have gone for it. But maybe not. I don't know. Good games.
GG's.
GG's. Let's go. Let's go. 8 cast. 8 cast FTW.
And that was only 5 hours. That was.
Those were very long.
Yeah, that made no sense how long those games were.
Like
But-
we were in a hold for a lot of it.
Should we go grab them to pull them to talk here?
I think Cosme knows this better than anyone.
Yeah, Co's
There's
was running the
Cosme.
show.
Hello.
Hello.
Woof.
How
Hi,
many
guys.
bolts were in the deck?
There was a third bolt.
Wah!
Wow.
We
Wow.
wanted the third bolt so bad. Those last 2
You
turns.
didn't, you didn't want your best friend to win, Henry?
Stack,
Why
I
would
was
you
rooting
tap
for
that?
you.
Why would you
Right,
tap
you
but-
go to
but- But why did you
Because-
tap Ancient Tomb?
That's on you.
I needed blue for the fucking bounce spell that was keeping Merit Lage back the entire game.
Why were you tapping all of your blue mana to the
Not the
Tabernacle and not the Wasteland?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I think if I had to predict what the answer was, that was going to be it.
That was a sloppy one, guys. I apologize for my play.
Here's the number of bolts in the chat from
There was slop on both sides.
Joe and I. Joe and I were just like bolt, bolt, bolt.
No, there's there's a lot. Like, I don't know.
What did you, Coz? So, what do you think about adding the 1 over Eminap runes in your deck for that scenario?
Yeah.
No.
Tyranny nap.
Oh my god. No.
It's a good one.
There's
It's a good one of.
bunch of jokers in the fucking chat.
It would have won you the game, unlike Tabernacle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I won't. No, I'm not gonna.
You also milled
Confirmed.
the
Raymond
unfortunate
nap better
part.
than Tabernacle.
Yeah, I think I had 2 incredibly awful loam dredges.
Yeah.
What were you trying to get off of that loam?
Lands. I mean, fuck. I don't know anything. Like I was like really mana starved. I made a few mistakes. Like in that last game, I should have copied Stack's Saga before it popped. That was a mistake.
Oh,
Yep.
that was good.
I don't think ultimately the Tabernacle was the right. I don't know. I don't know if the Tabernacle was the right card to get with.
It bought you some
Application.
time, for
It
sure.
bought me
Yeah,
some
it bought
time
a lot.
for sure, but
Yeah.
it might have just been the second maze. Do I have 2 mazes?
No, you copied a maze.
Yeah, I can't remember if I played 2 mazes. Okay, so maybe not. Or like, I don't know.
I think the Tabernacle.
You
I
do
think
actually
the
play 2 mazes.
I think the Tabernacle was good. I do think it was a lot rougher for the fact that you had the needle on Wasteland and couldn't actually do like full mana denial, but I still think it was correct.
Yeah, I think the Needle and Wasteland was right when I played like turn 1, right? I think that was still right. I mean, I don't know. I could have also gone like and gotten Ghost Quarter and tried to take out one of the blue sources. I don't know. I think it was sloppy. I'm sure there was a pathway. I'll watch it back, and I'm sure there was like a better choice at some point. But I think
Mac was just ghost quartering themselves, not tapping all their blue mana every turn.
Exactly.
I think the two missed dredges and the countered Force of Vigor was what did the countered Force of Vigor was.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal. Not
Yeah,
having
there
the
was a-
mana to cast that main phase on your turn.
What
and
sucked
then
is that
allowing Stack to draw into another blue card so that they could force it.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think
The turn. Yeah. 'cause
no,
the
it
turn
was
before
the
on
Emery,
shield
wasn't it?
down
That was the bounced Emery. I didn't want to say it, but it was.
Yeah.
It was also It was the.
Oh right, yeah, it was the bounce Emery. Sorry, yeah, I forgot about that. It was the bounce Emery. Was the blue card because you can't force on upkeep, not draw step, right?
Yeah. I think you pitched
Force of
the
vigor.
expiration. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of sloppy plays. I also like Bajuka bogged at the wrong turn at one
Cosme
point.
loves the slop.
That one was hard.
Yeah,
Cos-
Cosme's mutter was mutter.
Well, because you should definitely take it personally, because I know you've been piloting legacy lands for years now, right? For over a decade, right?
Basically,
So you know the deck like the back of your hand.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's a tricky
Can we ask
deck.
about your game 3? Did you consider a Chalice on 1? It seemed like you bottomed that right away.
Oh yeah, I was intrigued by that play.
Yes, Matt.
I did. I mean, I was pretty mad at that point from the mulligans.
Yes, yeah, it seemed like it could have been a tilt thing.
So I was trying to just like I was basically looking at it of like, what is the fastest I can get out of this hand, and taking a turn to Chalice on 1. I can't even remember everything that was in that opening hand, so I don't fully remember, but I think it was just a mitigating the worst case scenario out of Cosme of like, if you got like a Caracas and Wasteland online, like how much trouble was I in? And it was a lot. And so I think I just tried to keep like the best hand against Caracas and Wasteland, I think.
I remember it had Tomb Chalice, and I think the only one drop was Soul Guide
Lantern.
Yeah.
So that was a nombo, but you could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the
Soul
thing that we were
Guide
talking about for like an
never
hour
gets spotted.
there.
What?
Sorry. The thing that we were talking about for like an hour straight was like you just never cracked the Soul Guide. Like in those early turns where you were desperate, you needed to draw like blue source and cards. If we were all just like thinking you were crazy, and then like 10 turns later you were stabilized, it looked brilliant.
I thought about cracking it throughout the entire game. Like it was really just like, but I think it was just because I got burned so bad game 2 by the graveyard, by Cosme just having so much going on, that I was just like, I cannot let him get away with it. Like,
and you didn't do it in response to Needle, because he could have also just needled Lantern, and I believe then it's too late for you to do it. So
yes, correct.
Cause what was the thought process on naming Wasteland when you needled?
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
We lost him.
Oh man.
Hello?
That question just killed him.
I see the intern is doing some stuff, getting muted and unmuted. So
Sorry,
maybe Cosme is, berating his intern.
Yeah, he's taking it out on the intern.
We never played their walkout music. They both picked the same Kid Rock song too. So
I know.
that was a weird choice.
Hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
The thought process on Wasteland was, I don't know, I think just like Wasteland is actually better against me than it is like me playing it against other people, especially since I didn't really have an immediate way of recurring it.
You did go like 25 draws without drawing Light from the Loam in that game.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the game played out to the point where it made it, like, I think it proved that was probably a good call. It just meant that I could play, like, the lands I had in hand without worrying about it.
Yeah, I think if I could have, in that kind of long mid game where I had mana and you didn't, if I could have gotten, like, rid of Caracas, I think that would have been so much better for me, because I had, like, Emery's rotting in my hands for multiple turns, and like you bounce Psy like 5 times. Like, I don't know. I just think that like I do think that was correct.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember another key one. Stack.
Sure.
When you swung with a
Sigh.
Psy into a 3/3,
Oh yes, yes,
were you baiting a bolt?
yes.
I'm gonna say yes.
That's what I thought you would say.
But what's the truth?
The truth is, I forgot what Urza Saga does.
I think your good friend Talia was giving you some credit on that one.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it.
I think the line "This is really smart of Stack" was said at one point during that attack.
I don't think I said those words exactly, but yeah, no, I did say that it was probably a highly effective.
I was kicking myself halfway through that game because I cut Shadow Spear. And I was like, I just need 2 lives.
Yeah, but it didn't matter with the maze.
That was kind of my logic, but
in play.
Yeah, mazes neuter it for sure.
Yeah,
I was kicking myself at that the Pyroblast Emery and then having to like combo the Psy. I was like, I could have just done it the other way around. Like I could have just bolted the.
Well, hey, give me some.
Yeah,
credit.
that
I ran
was
the Emery out so that you would Pyroblast it because I saw the Pyroblast with the bobble.
The other way that would have played out would have been so bad for you, Stack. So what would have happened would be Emery resolves, Cosme bolts it. If you try to protect it with a force, which I think there was actually, I personally felt that was worth considering. Cosme, I guess you had seen the Pyroblast, right? Yeah. But
I was holding. The reason I did that whole turn the way I did was to get the Pyroblast out of Cosme's hand.
It was a little
was to get the Pyroblast out of his hand.
But you didn't know there was a bolt in that hand.
No, I didn't. But
which was sitting there for 40 more turns.
But then they used the mental jujitsu to like attack later on to see if there was a bolt in hand.
Yeah,
it did work.
I don't know if y'all saw the like total punt at the I think it was game 1 where I was making the Merit Lade and then I crop rotted for Sajiri, like thinking I was gonna go get Sajiri step, then realizing that
it doesn't do that.
It doesn't do that because it's a colorless spell, and then feeling like a big fucking idiot.
Zach, did you call that the other day when we were testing?
No, I called the thing that did actually come up, but it did not necessarily win me the third game. I called that Cosme might miss the Mazavith ward cost on Kappa Cannoneer.
Oh.
Which I did,
which did come up, but it didn't matter at the point that it did come up. Because that's just
we were wondering if that would happen too, or I was at least.
Yeah, Talia was way ahead of everyone on the Sajiri step, so we had like a turn or like I don't know, 10 minutes to think about that.
What he was doing, and I panicked, and I was looking at his deck list, and I pulled up Sajiri step, and I was like, oh, thank God, it's colors.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. But then why did you force so aggressively the crop rotation? Because that was the turn of you force of willed the crop, and then Cosme cast another crop rotation.
Well,
what were you afraid of?
I thought he was getting. What I thought was happening. I didn't realize the Sajiri step thing until he like really was looking for a long time. I was like, oh, what are you trying to get? I thought he was just trying to set up a second Dark Depths. Like I thought he was just going to be like, okay, this Merit Lage gets bounced, but I'll have it back online next turn when you don't have the bounce spell. So I just wanted to have him cost him as much resources as possible. Well, I also I didn't know he had 2 crop rotations, so
sure. It goes without saying.
Whatever was happening by countering.
Sure. Also, just a general question, Cosme. We were counting like 11 plus cards that we thought you should board in. Like, what did you board in? And we were surprised you didn't board out bolts. Like, what did you bring in and out in the sideboarding?
Oh, I brought in like 7 cards. In was Vigor, all the Vigors, the 2 Pyroblasts, the 2 Red Elemental Blasts. Yeah, so those went in.
You didn't do the Stealer Resolve or the Minsk and Boo the second.
No, I didn't do any Steely Resolves, and I didn't do the Minsc and Boo. The Steely Resolve, I guess I should have brought in the Steely Resolves. It's just good with Force of Vigor, and it's good against the fucking thing that killed me both games. Yeah, the Steely Resolve should have come in. I kept the bolts in as well, just because they're good against an Emery. But maybe that was wrong. And then things I cut a Soul Lantern Guide, an Exploration, 1 Crop Rotation, 1 Dark Depth, 1 Maze, 2 Urza Sagas, and yeah, those are my cuts.
Nice.
Yeah, hindsight, I probably should have brought in the Steely Resolves, because I think that's just kind of a hard thing for a stack to deal with. And then it just means my Dark Depths are a lot more threatening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was an awful lot of cards to bring in, so we were also...
Yeah, no, I don't really have a good sideboard plan against anything, but I think I sideboarded almost correctly. I think the cuts that I made sense. Like, the Sagas aren't great. I can trim an Exploration and a Crop Rotation and a Dark Depths. Like, honestly, probably should
you also loamed over
like,
your sideboard twice.
Yes. I put 6 sideboard cards into the graveyard.
Yeah.
With Loam. So that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for any other questions. Otherwise, I think 2 hours for a feature match is a good.
More than enough.
Yeah.
Very fun games to watch. I feel like there was a lot of play to it, y'all.
I'm very glad. I was worried I was about to just win one good game and then get stomped in the next 2. So I'm glad I was able to win or lose in that third game. I was like, oh, good, I got to actually play a game. I didn't just lose to Wasteland.
I think the only remaining question is, why didn't either of you play Creatures with Initiative? It just seemed like a big punt.
And with that,
it's been a great feature match.
Biggest punt of the league.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, and good night.